your environment isn't based around exercising. It's not really based around working out. You don't go to a gym to hang out for a couple hours and have these conversations. What you do is you're probably getting your workout in at home, and it's probably not longer than 30 minutes or shouldn't be, because that's not your priority. Your priority is your family. So you put yourself to the top of the list just for 30 minutes. You get your workout in because that makes you a better person.
And that lets you save. Okay.
Welcome to a brand new edition of Ageless Energy, where we talk about how to burn fat, increase energy, and balance hormones for women over 40. Over the past 20 years as a performance coach, I've worked with hundreds of women that have the exact same struggles you do. I hope to shine some light with this podcast on what can be the most challenging time of your life and let you know there is hope to find success with your health and what you're looking for. Please share and enjoy. We are in this matrix world of too busy. And it doesn't come across that much. I feel like sometimes people sit down and they have like this burning issue, or they're going to vent or complain about people complaining. But I'm not really in that space. I feel like we have a lot of people in our world that have come to us. They're interested in seeing results, and they're willing to put in the work to make that happen. And that begins with understanding your mindset and putting your best foot forward when it comes to working out and exercising and making it all happen. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this show. And that's what it starts out with. When I say the matrix, I'm talking about like this underground world of, or we're maybe, I feel like we're living in this world of maybe not so much excuses, but just a different reality. Like, what is your reality? And if your reality is that I don't have time to work out, that's a false reality. It really is. And I want to explain. So stay with me here, because we have, like I said, we have our clients, we have people that we work with on a regular basis. They're putting in the work, they're seeing the results, but then you see outside of that space, it feels like the regular world of those that are not really working now, wish they could work out because they want to see results, but they're not willing to put the time and effort in. So that's the space I'm talking about. And here's the thing. If you were to look at, it really is your environment. Regardless of where you are in life or what you're looking to accomplish, you need to surround yourself with those types of people. And I don't know where this crazy thought came from, but if you were to look at two worlds, like if we were to look at this planet Earth, and then you had a comparison world that everything was exactly the same. Let's call it Mirth. I completely just made that up. So we got Earth and we got Mirth. And if you were to, let's say, for example, everything was exactly the same, except for Mirth, it was normal to work out. Consider it in part mandatory. That was your normal. That's how life was. You got up, you worked out, your family worked out, you put in the time and effort day in and day out, and that's just how it was. There's no reason for it. There's no explanation. That is just the world you live in. And so compare that to planet Earth, which we live on. And it seems like it's the exact opposite. In most cases, we have a small percentage of the world's percentage that actually works out. If you look at North America, let's just say Canada, the US, I spend a lot of time in both areas. It's not really common for the average person to be working out on a regular basis. You have small pockets, you have sports teams, you have clubs, and that's also what I want to talk about. If you think about that for a second, it's no surprise that if you join some type of club, now that could be like a badminton club, it could be a pickleball club, it could be, you want to change the subject or give you a different example, it could be a book club, it could be a knitting club, whatever it is. If you join that club, you are obviously more prone to do whatever the activity it is that you're doing. So if you look at the environment that we have right now on planet Earth, in most cases, that environment is based around these conversations of why you don't have time to work out, why it's too hard to stick to a workout program, why we're not able to find the time, put in the effort, have the motivation, whatever it is that we have made ourselves believe, that could be a very different reality if we put ourselves in a different position in life, like we put ourselves in a different world. If we fully embarked on planet Mirth. And so look at just think about that for a second. However ridiculous that it sounds, if you were to look at Olympic athletes, let's say there's two parents and they're involved. Maybe it's the female athlete and she has the support of the spouse, and they train together, or maybe he drops her off for training, or maybe he helps with nutrition for her training. Whatever it is, he's directly involved in that world of Olympic training because his spouse that he's very close to is a highly trained professional athlete. Olympic, not professional, Olympic athlete. And you could look at their kids would be very much involved in that world. You could look at probably their nieces and nephews, maybe their uncles and aunts. They could all very well come from a family that is highly athletic because that is the conversations that they're having. It's the words that they speak, it's the thoughts that they think, it's the actions that they take. They are directly involved in that environment where it's all about high performance athletics, from training to nutrition to mindset. And then we could take that a step further, or maybe a slightly different direction. You could look at professional athletes. There are many professional athletes whose children become professional athletes as well. That's not a mistake. That's not destiny. That's not just what happened in life. That happened because of the direct environment of what they grew up in. Maybe their dad is a professional baseball player, and the kid grows up watching dad take reps. He just taken, when I have reps, I mean batting practice. He just takes batting practice, rep after rep, hour after hour, like I used to do. And the kid is there watching that. He's going to be influenced from a very young age. He's going to have a coach or a mentor to help to raise him in that atmosphere of professional baseball. And it's very common when it comes to baseball in particular, and maybe other sports. I'm just more connected to baseball. But just think about that for a second. But that becomes a baseball family. I have some really good friends, and the dad is a coach. He's a baseball coach. Mom is super, like a high-end collegiate coach. He does really well. They have a bunch of kids. The two little boys are in baseball. The dad is a phenomenal coach. I played with him, and he coached me at different levels, even though we're very similar in age. But that's what he was meant to do. He's a really good coach, but he was mentored by one of the top collegiate California coaches in California who go to the Final Four almost every year. So think about that for a second. That wasn't even going to be one of my examples, but he's a great coach. He was a better coach now than a player, in my opinion, but he was mentored by a great coach. And now he's a coach now, and he's an incredible coach. So think about that for example. Now his kids play baseball. His two little kids, the mom carts the little boys around to baseball camps, weekends. She's always posting really cool pictures. The kids have an absolute blast. That's not an accident. That's their environment. So if I was going to come back to you, I was talking to busy moms here at the beginning, like, what it's like when you have your kids in sports. They're talking about soccer. They're playing soccer. They're practicing soccer. That becomes their environment. And the challenging part here is because of our direct demographic, in large part. Now, of course, there's some outliers, but in most cases, our audience is busy moms in particular. Your environment isn't based around exercising. It's not really based around working out. You don't go to a gym to hang out for a couple hours and have these conversations. What you do is you're probably getting your workout in at home, and it's probably not longer than 30 minutes, or shouldn't be, because there's other things. And I'm not going to say because you don't have time for more, because that's not your priority. Your priority is your family. So you put yourself to the top of the list just for 30 minutes. You get your workout in because that makes you a better person. It makes you a better mother, maybe a better spouse. So you get your work in, and then you carry on with your day and you do something else. Maybe it's laundry, maybe it's food prep, groceries, whatever that is. And that's what I'm talking about here, is that you live a very different life than an Olympic athlete like most of us, or a professional athlete, because that's not your direct environment. So all of that leading up, if you haven't figured it out by now, is that you need to change your environment. It's so important. You have to step over to Planet Mirth and you have to embrace an environment where people are talking about this kind of thing. Now, I'm not talking about extreme. I'm not saying that you should go to the CrossFit gym down the street and hang out there for 2 hours a day. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about starting to create little pockets of people that you can rely on. Someone that you might say, hey, what did you think about this workout? Because you now have a friend that's worked out before. Maybe you have a supportive group online that you can pop in and ask questions to. Or maybe you pop in and just read what people are talking about. And now your mind starts to shift around exercising and around fitness. And now you're constantly reminded of getting your exercise in, what exercises are good to do at certain times if you don't have a trainer or a coach doing that for you. What's going to give you the most results in the least amount of time, because you're a busy mom. You're much different than a professional athlete. That's their job. That's all they do. When I played professional baseball, I trained 3 times a day. And when I wasn't training, I was thinking about training, or I was driving to a training facility, or I was recovering from training. That was my job. That was full time. That's all I did. And that's different for you. You are going to do your 30 minutes of workouts. You're going to get your meal prep in. You're going to probably research healthy recipes. Maybe you're starting to have this conversation with your spouse or your kids. So you're slowly changing your environment to something that's more directed to the direction that you want to go. I cannot tell you, if you don't already know, how challenging it is to just work out and then not think about it anymore until your next workout, or just grab some healthy groceries, not really sure what to do with them, how to prepare them. They sit in the fridge and then they go bad and it's a giant waste of money. So you say, healthy food's too expensive. I'm not buying that again. Or you say, oh, my kids don't eat that. I'm not buying that. That's a very different lifestyle than what I'm talking about. And you may be there now and want to transition to what I'm talking about. But it takes time. It takes effort. It takes research. But what I'm getting at here is mindset. You really have to understand the benefits of your environment and how to make changes to improve that. And that's not just fitness, what I'm talking about. It's got to be nutrition. It's got to be meal planning. It's got to be meal prep. It's all the little things. What do they say? Is it the devil's in the details? I could be completely wrong. But it's the details that you're looking for. You're starting to change your mindset, your vision, your thoughts. I had this conversation today with one of our clients, and she said that I wasn't a smoothie person before. I told you on our first call, she said, I'm not doing smoothies. What else you got for me? And I said, all right, we'll make it work. Let's come together and come up with a solution. So she started, and this wasn't even me. She's in our private group. People are talking about smoothies. We're posting smoothie recipes. We have a high quality protein supplement. And she said, you know what? I thought I would try it. Then I tried it again. I didn't love it, but I understand the benefits. I heard you talking about it. So I tried it again. And she says, I can't wait for my smoothie now. So I'm going to do something cool. I'm actually going to grab that audio clip from our coaching call and I'm going to put it in here now so you can experience what I'm talking about coming from her.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not having smoothies. And now it's like, I look forward to it. I get up in the morning and I'm like, yes.
That's awesome.
Whoops. And yeah, the protein powder. I think before it was like, I don't know, that taste, like that whey taste in other ones. And no matter what you add in, it's always in the background and I hated it. And yeah, your guys's, I love it. I love it. The powder, the protein powder.
That's awesome.
I'm just like, I'm a changed woman. And now every day, even when this is over, I think I'm going to be having smoothies every morning.
Yeah. Good for you. You should.
Yes.
You should. Yeah. We hear that quite a bit. I'm not a smoothie person, but a lot of those people have a bad experience with like a really low quality that gives them gas, bloating, indigestion, chalky aftertaste. So they think that they're all the same and they're not. So I'm glad you got a chance to try.
Yes. And a good way to get in, protein. And then adding the Greek yogurt, the plain Greek yogurt, another boost of protein. I'm like, brilliant.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're happy with it and seeing results. It's amazing.
Stay to scale too. So we'll see what Sunday brings.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm coaching you now as I would coach our clients. I'm telling you that for you to see changes in your life, you're going to have to continually make changes, make adjustments, pay attention to the thoughts that are going into your mind, the words that you're speaking, the thoughts that you're thinking. Like, it's all matched up. It's not an accident, the situation you're in now. That the situation you're in now is because of what happened earlier in your life, what people have been telling you, what you've been directly involved with. But the good news is that it's not doom and gloom. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about making changes, like making changes in your life to work towards the benefits that you're looking for. Like, where do you want your life situated? And I suppose for me, like, I could tell you on a personal note, this hasn't been more clear than ever before. Like, I've joined a coaching program myself, and this is fitness professionals that run online businesses. That's it. And that's when I say that our MAP program is specific for busy moms who want to burn body fat, increase energy, burn body fat, and look better than they did before babies. And that's what we're doing, but that's why our program is very specific to one demographic. And I've joined this coaching group of specific online fitness professionals that are looking to grow their business, grow their online business. And it's been such an eye-opening experience. My gosh, we've been in business for 12 years. And I think to myself, like, why haven't I done this before? And I've gone through the same thing. I'm like, we're not perfect. And we try to lead by example. And it's the same deal. I signed an agreement. I'm financially invested. I have made a clear decision that this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to follow through with this program and take advantage of all the benefits. There's live coaching calls, just like we offer in our private group. There's modules that you can work. There's not live, but there are live. But there's training modules. You can watch these video trainings so you can understand how to run your business properly. And that's what we're offering now. We're offering the back end of our program has a password protected private membership site where we have training modules for our clients to learn more about mindset, more about nutrition or fitness or whatever it is. So for me, it's helped me come leaps and bounds. And the thing is, like, here's the thing. We either value money or time, not both. So if you value your time more, then you're willing to pay to help someone expedite your process to get you where you want to go quicker. And I'm not just talking about business. I'm talking about fitness in particular. If you value your money more and not time, you're going to hang on to your money, and it's going to take you longer to figure out your fitness journey. It's going to take you longer because you don't have someone that's been there before. I had someone that said, it was an odd question, and I understand where they're coming from. But they said, have you ever been a woman that has been 50 pounds overweight? And I kind of looked at it and I said, no. And they said, okay, then I'm not sure if I want to work with you. And I said, you know what? That's perfectly fine. If that's what you want, if that's exactly what you're looking for, then you should have that. And I don't want you to sign up with us because you're not going to be happy because I'm never going to be a female that's 150 pounds overweight. But that question alone, to me, that's a limiting question. That's a limiting mindset to say that's exactly who I want to work with, because we've been doing this for 12 years. We've been doing this for a very long time. I talk to overweight women every single day. I've gone through hundreds of clients, and I know exactly what they're thinking, what they want, what they're hoping for. They tell me things that they don't even tell their husbands. So if you're looking for someone that has been in your exact same situation, that's okay. But there's other people that may be able to help you.
One of the things I would like to ask of you guys is that some of you know that I don't run ads on the show and don't plan on in the immediate future. So the only ask I have for you is that you help us spread the word so we can help more women burn body fat, increase energy, and balance their hormones. And the only way that we can do that is if you can rate and review this podcast. So the single thing that I could have you do or could ask of you is to leave a review. It'll take 5 minutes or one swipe of the thumb. It would mean the absolute world to me. And more importantly, you could change the world for someone else. As many of you know, there's plenty of women that struggle in this age group for balancing hormones, increasing energy, and burning body fat.
So if you could help spread the word, that would make a big difference in our life and probably someone else's as well.
Now I'm involved in this online community of people all asking the same questions. They don't all want the same answer, but they want their solution fixed. How can I get more leads? How can I make more revenue? How can I serve my clients on a deeper level? How can I get them more results more directly? So that's what I'm involved in, and I'm in there every single day. And that's what we offer our clients, is that you have the opportunity to be in a private group where these conversations are happening every single day. And my apologies, this isn't a sales pitch. I'm not trying to get you to talk you into joining our program. I'm telling you the benefits of a program and what you should be looking for. And our program isn't for everyone. I try to talk more people out of our program than in, because we work very closely with our clients. I need positive people in my life. If I talk to someone that's not very positive, they're condescending, they're negative, then I'll tell them, do you want your money back? Because this isn't working out. And that's important to us as a family, as a human being, as a business owner, to be happy with the clients I'm working with. It's the same thing when we were basically just selling supplements. We had a very small fitness end that we've been working on for years. I started out as a personal trainer, but we were just working with supplement people or customers for supplements, and people would be rude and angry and miserable. And I would say, you know what? There's probably a better place for you to go buy your supplements. We're probably not the best fit for you, because we work with our customers in the same way. We ask them if they need any extra support, training. You want to jump on a call to help explain the products that you just purchased for no extra cost. Like, that was the extra service that we offered. And so I guess what I'm saying here is what I'm speaking to you from is experience. Is now the group that I'm involved in, it's the same questions that everyone wants to know. It's similar answers, but they need to be directed towards you, of course. And my mindset is different. People are talking about more money, serving more clients, having a bigger audience. So you want to involve yourself with people that are doing bigger things than you are, or maybe in your case, they're fitter than you are, or they are in better shape, or they are better at meal planning or meal prepping, and that's okay. The problem with us as humans or as adults is we always compare ourselves to everyone else. And I'm reading this incredible book called The Gap and the Gain by, I think his name is Dan Sullivan. My apologies if that's incorrect, but the title is correct. The Gap, the P, and the Gain, Gain. And it's so interesting or eye-opening, because I'm in the same boat as everyone else. Like, I see big shiny objects and I'm like, I want that too. Or someone else looks like they have a really nice life or they have a big giant house. I'm like, I'll take that too. But we compare ourselves to everyone else. Not only that, but we compare ourselves to everyone else above us. Instead of, check this concept out for a moment, because it was eye-opening to me. You compare yourself to yourself, not to other people. You compare yourself to where you used to be, where you were in the past. You compare yourself from where you were to where you are now. So you're comparing yourself backwards, not forwards. And that was such a profound concept for me, because I was always looking forward, or what was the next thing I wanted to accomplish, or what was the next thing I wanted to obtain. And instead of that, I began to change my mindset. And also, I got this book from the same group I'm talking about. So it's not just conversations or training videos. It's the books and the conversations that we're having. And so I've changed my mindset, and I started to look back, and I was like, you know what? I looked at our shipping house. I looked around and I said, we've come a long way. We really have. We had one single product on the shelf when we first started. Not when we first started, that was like 2 or 3 years in, 12 years in now. So 10 years later, we've got a whole room of 25 different products, and all of them help our clients in a different way. And I just had a moment of gratitude. I looked around and I said, wow, you know what? We've come a long way. And my past mindset would have said, why don't we have a bigger shipping house? Why don't we have more products? Why don't we have a bigger customer base? For me, I'm so grateful for our clients and customers. So grateful. I had this one lady, I don't want to mention her name because I didn't ask permission, but she said, we ship $25 across Canada, and we really get burnt a little bit the further we ship. So we were over there on the East Coast. It costs like $40 to ship even a small product, and we're covering that cost. A small package, I meant. So and that hurts a bit as a small business. We're not easily able to cover those costs, but we do because we want to reward our loyal customers. We want to thank them, and we don't want to charge them extra every chance we get. So I say, you know what, we're going to cover that cost. And she said, no, you have a business, you have a small family-run business. I want to support you. I want to pay that extra cost. And I just thought, my gosh. But it's been years in the making. That's been the years of me saying, as difficult as it was at times, we're not the right fit for you if it's someone's like an angry, ungrateful customer. But the thing is, now we have more customers that come in that are happier. They are more generous. They are more grateful for all the work and time that we put in. And those are the people, and then they have friends that they send to us, because usually happy people hang out with happy people, or at least you should. So that took time and effort to develop, but I just had a whole day of coaching calls, and I was thinking, like, our people are so grateful. You just heard from one of them, but that's all the time. It really is. And I'm blown away by the support we have in our community, by the response we get from our clients, how grateful they are when they see results. Or Dorothy, my wife, puts together an amazing meal plan for them, and they write in, they're like, wow, I cannot wait for my next meal plan. This week's was incredible. This is so good. My kids are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. My spouse is. And like, those are the things that wake us up every morning. Those are the things that push us to higher levels, because we're like, oh, if this is working for these people, this could work for more people, or we could help. That's what we do, really. We wake up and we say, how can we help? Not so much more people. Often we think to ourselves, or have these conversations with ourselves, and we say, how can we help people on a deeper level? Or how can we see even better results to help people solve pain points in their life, to make them happier, to make them healthier, to put them in better shape? And that's what we do. And we were so blessed to be able to work. I was just talking to my wife, actually, and our little guy was asleep in the car, and she was answering messages. So she's taking some clients now. First of all, she was just doing meal plans, and I was so busy. I said, you know what? We're going to have to close the doors until we hire a new coach, because I'm not able to take more clients. And she said, I'll take some clients. And before, she was just doing meal plans. And she's done this. She's a certified personal trainer. She's done many meal plans for us in the past. And she said, I'll take some clients. I think I'm ready for it. So she was in the car answering messages from our clients while he was sleeping, because she drove him around a little bit to sleep. And then we had the conversation to ourselves, you know what? Like, we are so grateful for the life that we've chose and the life that we've created for ourselves, and the people that we're surrounded by, because it's an absolute pleasure to wake up every morning and serve these types of people. And I think about that for you guys too, those that are listening to this and maybe have aspirations to, whether it's working for another company or the current business that you're in, and regardless of what situation you're in, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever walk of life you're in, is that you can surround yourself with positive people. And that's what this whole conversation was about, is finding people that are like-minded, working towards a goal of being healthier and fitter, and maybe having more energy, burning body fat, whatever that is. Put yourself on mirth. Just do it, and you'll see everything that I'm talking about. And this may not resonate with you right now, and that's okay. You might think I'm a nut job. You probably won't still be listening if you do. But I think you can understand where I'm coming from. And if you could put yourself in a situation where people are doing what you want to do, then you're going to succeed. It's only a matter of time. That's it. That's the only thought process that you need to think, is that I need to be patient. I need to put in the work, make sacrifices for your goals and for yourself, to make yourself a better person for your spouse or for your kids or for your employees, whatever that is that you're doing. Make it happen, because it's possible. I'm telling you, it's possible. You can do it. I want to leave you with that. Thank you so much for being here. We so much appreciate you and coming in to listen. I know your time is valuable, and thank you for being here with us, and thank you for being a part of our community, whether this is your first time or whether you've been with us for years. If you have a chance to tell a friend about our show or our business, or if you don't, that's okay too. Either way, we appreciate you.